So we went down to the Wildfire Services in Newlands Forest to interview some of the firefighters and find out how they do their job. And just so happens that there was a fire siren and we are now chasing a fire on Duval Drive. Apparently the fire on Signal Hill has flared up again. So yeah, this should be exciting. Hopefully make it out alive. Well, during a week of raging fires on Signal Hill and Lions End, it turns out that was a false alarm. Nevertheless, that doesn't detract from the amount of hard work these guys put in during fire season. We're back at the Newlands Fire Base to find out exactly what a day in the life is like for these wildfire firefighters. I'm standing here with Shane Christian, who's the General Manager for Working on Fire for the Western Cape. Good morning, Shane. Has this been a particularly busy fire season for you guys?
Yes, in such a way. Our fire season started on the 1st of December and normally lasts till end of April of the next year. But out of fire season, since September, we dealt with about approximately 50 fires. That's what we call out of fire season until the 1st of December. And that took a lot of our financial resources to that. But yes, overall we are quite ready for the fire season.
In terms of resources, who funds Working on Fire?
Okay, Working on Fire is a national government program where our resources are placed with partners such as Sandparks, Cape Nature and Fire Protection Associations. Our resources are then deployed through our various dispatch centres with the partners as well, and where they start fighting fires with even major centres like the city of Cape Town.
Okay. So just talk us through an average day here during fire season, when there's a fire and then when there isn't a fire.
Okay, let's start off when there's not a fire. The firefighters look at the equipment. We normally start off with singing the national anthem in the morning and then do some drilling. Drilling is part of looking at our coordination and our discipline for the day, because fighting a fire on the fire line takes a lot of discipline, meaning that firefighters need to all work as one team. That's the important part. So yes, during the fire season or on the fire line, it means that out of season as well, as we do school awareness programs, we do community work, we do clean-up campaigns, and what we call fuel reduction. We remove fuel and create fire breaks. So when the fire season comes up, the fire spread is limited to certain areas only.
Now, in terms of the conditions that are conducive to fires, I'm assuming that the wind is definitely one of them. What is the sort of exact sort of what are the perfect conditions for a fire?
The perfect conditions is what we refer to as a very high FDI, fire danger index. It's normally above 55, that is regarded as high, and then you'll have your wind conditions. So if your fuel is exceptionally dry, that is a very bad disaster for us, and we sit with situations where the fire spread with the wind can run away and take a lot of resources, and sometimes up to 5 days to extinguish. Well, our main aim is to limit damage to properties and saving lives and protecting the environment.
So how do you decide the seriousness of a fire, how much of it needs to be fought on the ground, and when you bring the choppers in?
Okay, what we refer to is the initial attack. A chopper would take off with 8 heli-tech members, fully equipped to fight fires. They are taken to the site of the fire, whilst the ground crew, which consists of 25 members, is dispatched by vehicle to the area of the fire. And with the initial attack, the chopper would then start dropping off water, and the heli-tech team will then follow up and putting out some of the flames. When the ground crew arrive, the heli-tech team will move further to a better point. The heli-tech, the normal ground crew will then split up in what we refer to as a stick and tackle the sides of the fire, which is referred to as the flank, left and right flank, and they move up to that, and that's how we extinguish the fire. If we need to bring in additional choppers, depending on the situation, we put in 2, and then we've also got our fixed-wing aircraft which take up to 3,000 litres of water and can do a drop up to 1 kilometer long.
Okay. Now, in terms of your firefighters, your recruitment and training of these guys, I mean, how does that work? And I'm sure you've witnessed some really sort of heroic and scary moments in your career.
Correct, yes. When we do recruitment, we focus on marginalized communities because it's an expanded public works program. So the incumbents would apply. They go through what we call a fitness test, running a 2,4 in less than 12 minutes for males and 14 minutes for females. They do push-up tests to measure their upper body strength, pull-ups and sit-ups. Once they pass that, they go through an interview, and from the interviewer they are then physically appointed, and then before they can even go to the fire line, they are sent on an advanced fire training course, 25 days. Once they pass that, they are ready and fit to go to the fire line. Notwithstanding the fact that each year our firefighters, including management, needs to go through what we call a yellow card certification to ensure that all our firefighters are super fit and ready to tackle the fire season. So that qualifies them to go to the fire line for 1 year, and the following year they are tested again.
Now it's December. We know that Cape Town seasons are very unpredictable. Are you expecting conditions to get worse up on the mountain?
Yes, we were just talking about this morning, and if you look at the pattern, 2 years ago we had similar conditions, and we're expecting it to pick up because the rainfall was also abnormal this year, and it could pick up at any given time. I mean, we had, just in the last 2 weeks, we had 7 major fires, which we didn't even predict. So yes, we're looking at the season that could be quite hectic, but yes, we are prepared for it.